Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 5 minutes past the hour on this 25th day of August. Make it happen Monday. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, back in studio after making it from ATL, shouty. ATL, shouty. I was in ATL. But listen, I'm going to jump right into it, family. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told /JD Live. I'm never in here by myself. I always got a little help from my friends. Speaking about my friends, somebody at the airport, not the Shareport, but the airport. There she is. Y'all give it up for the art therapist, the life strategist, the speaker, the author herself. Jax is in the building. Good morning, Jax. How you doing?
Yes. What's up, family? Bright and early, finishing up a week of traveling. I'm about to hop on this flight, but I wanted to check in and say, what's up, family?
Hey, good morning. You know, she with Jilly from Philly, but they in the good state of Tennessee. That's where she at. She at the airport, Shareport in Nashville. Man, how you hey, look, and guess what? We're gonna talk about that later. But I saw the Munchkin this weekend at Spelman College.
Yes.
Somebody at Spelman living their best life. Freshman in the ATL. I got to see Jackson's daughter Olivia at Spelman. And man, it was good seeing my little adopted niece. She doing her thing,
Yes.
living her best life. So we
Yes.
wish her the
Thank you
best.
so Yes, thank you so much, Joe. She was so happy to see you finally. She's been seeing you online forever. And so to finally see her Uncle Jojo was amazing. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
how
glad
we
you made
do
it
it.
back safely, my brother.
I did. I did. Not only did I make it back safely, but let's take it down to the MIAO. Let's take it down to Dade County, to the cleanest brother I know on the planet, my very own version of Dapper Dan, who is to me a little bit more dapper than Dan. It is brother Bowtie Anthony Cope doing his thing down there in Dade County, Miami, in the building. Good morning, Scholar. How you doing?
I'm feeling real Miami Dolphin-ish, as you can tell
I
today.
see. I see.
Yeah, I got a little hope for us. How you doing, Joe? Hey, Sister Jax, I miss you.
I know. I miss you too. I miss you too. I'm so glad to be back today, but I'm just hopping on for a moment. As you see, I'm at the airport right now, about to board this flight, get on back to the Brick City, to Jersey, and see what it do. How
Okay.
you been? Everything's
So,
well?
yes, is the little one liking Spellman so far?
She is loving it. She says, Mommy, this is where I'm meant to be. She said it's nothing but Black excellence all around. She's loving the culture. She's loving our people. She's loving the food. And she's loving the education already. So she's super excited about her course load. And, we trying to lawyer
It's a,
loading.
it's a
Uh-oh.
beautiful city as well.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. She's been out and about. We're able to track her. So my son stays on a tracker. And if he sees you somewhere, like, he's like, Livia, what are you doing over at so and so? So we're staying on top of it. But she's having
Don't
a great
don't
time.
don't don't tell Joe, but they the real Jaguars.
Oh,
No, 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 no. They ain't that. But they might have made us feel like it this weekend after what happened to us. But we'll talk about that later. Speaking about reading, reading is fundamental. Let me give it up for my brother Sean P. You know the Sean P experience in the building. Sean P, what's happening, baby?
What up, what up, what up? What's going on with y'all, man, on this Monday morning, man? Just blessed to be back in the house with the family. Had a couple of days under the weather, but we done came back. We 100%, 100 miles and running. You know what I'm talking about? We back in the building. Talking about a brand new publication, Joe. Look at this,
Uh oh.
y'all. Jazz, you
Come
gonna
on
love,
now.
Jazz, you gonna love this. Black
uh-oh. What
girls
is it?
and how we failed them.
Uh,
Black
Ooh,
girls and how we failed them.
put that book
wow.
up there, brother. Hold it. Hold that book where we can give that solo bolo. There it is.
So I'll be interviewing the author next week. I'll be interviewing the author on the Storm P Experience, talking to artists. This book is about how media, movies, publications, how they have done the image of Black women poorly historically.
Oh wow.
Very
Well,
important work.
Jack's getting ready to board. So, Jax, we're gonna let you get some closing words. We know you'll be
Yes.
back this week. Gonna give us some closing words as you get ready to jump on that plane, girl.
You know what? Be safe, be blessed, everyone. If nobody told you they love you today, you know your girl Jax loves you. And I got my big boy rocking with me, X. Y'all
X,
know.
what's up, X?
Not much.
Yeah, you
Hey,
know X loves you, and may your reality surpass your dreams, and may you love the life you live and live the life you love. I'll be tuning in as I'm sitting at my gate, but see y'all soon.
that,
Deuces.
that
Love
part
you.
Jax is about. That's it. Now we're gonna do it three the hard way. Three the hard way. Oh
Three-piece
man,
spicy, Joe. Three-piece spicy.
three-piece spicy. That's
No
it,
biscuit.
baby.
No biscuit.
That's it. So look, I was in one of our black meccas. I call ATL one of our black meccas. I believe that Atlanta, Georgia is a black Mecca. I believe Washington, D.C. is a black Mecca. Of course, New York is a big time black Mecca. We have some other black Meccas that are on the rise. Chicago, Houston, Texas. And it seems to be our blackness is being attacked by this current administration. I got to say that. Our blackness is being attacked because it seems to be every time I turn around, this president is trying to say how unsafe it is to be in these cities that are predominantly black and brown when the numbers don't sustain that. And like I tell people all the time, and I say it for a reason, and I'm not saying it to make you feel bad. I'm saying it because embellishment is lying. So I always say, I lie, you lie, we lie, numbers never lie. Numbers never lie. To be exact, I believe that is the true language of God, numbers, because numbers don't lie. It is what it is. Regardless of how you try to skew it, it is what it is. The numbers always tell the truth. The numbers tell you if the crime is on the rise or if the crime is on a decline. The number gonna tell you the truth. Now, you can make the numbers, put the numbers together. Like if I did a 10-year average and you had 6 years of high crime and 4 years of low crime, the number's still gonna be high because it takes time to wash out the bad numbers. But if I did it in a scale where you could see where you were at and where you're going, if the numbers were up here 10 years ago, but they're going down, all you're gonna see is this: the bar gonna be steadily declining.
I got a question, Joe.
Go
I got
ahead,
a question. So why is he going with this angle right now and not doing his first term years ago? Why the emphasis right now? Supposedly, they still had Chirac back then, didn't they? It was still going down all over the place, wasn't it, back then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
but I think good morning, brother James Vincent. But I think the issue is Sean and Joe is when you look at the cities, and I think Joe, what you're talking about is now that he has the National Guard deployed in DC, he's now talking about moving into Chicago, New York, pretty much where all the major black people, Baltimore.
And Louisiana.
But
They ain't exist.
the cities that he's pointing out, if you pay attention to the cities right now, they all have a new black mayor and they're all doing well. Like Chicago murder rate is down 35% right now. So there's no need. Baltimore made a whole entire 360 underneath this new mayor, like this young black kid doing his thing. So what would be the purpose of the National Guard? Well, I think our president mindset is he look at them as like they're like Barack Obama, like they that 1 in 10,000 niggas that he feared, like educated, strong, black, can make changes, can inspire to, so that's a fear to him. And it's fear I think it's a fear towards his tactics and his movement that what he wants to apply. Because there's no need for the National Guards in DC, whether you know it or not. It's not that bad. I mean, I ain't saying that, hey, they don't have hoodlums, but there's not a city or a state in America that doesn't have violence or crimes. You show me a city that doesn't.
Well, Brother Bowtie just disappeared. We'll bring him back.
He was saying something too good. He's saying something too good.
Yeah, he hit the wrong button at the wrong time, waving his hand, and all of a sudden he was gone. But now he back. Listen, brother Marcus Allen said that that stats can be manipulated. Yes, they can, but numbers are still true. See, he now look, I want y'all to divide that up because I'm in a new place now. I'm gonna tell you, Brother Marcus is absolutely correct. Numbers can be skewed or manipulated to say a story that you want them to tell, but those numbers are still true. Like, for example, like I said, you can take 10 years of crime stats, average them together, and that skewing of 10 years may make it look like, man, you know what? High crime is going on in this city because you took 10 years. You took 6 bad years and put it together with 4 good years. 6 will always beat 4 any day of the week because numbers are true. But let's say you took the last 2 years of crime stats where there was a steady decline in all categories. If you then average those last 2 years of stats, you'll say, wow, crime is going down tremendously in this city. See, it depends on how you put the numbers together. So yes, they can be manipulated or skewed. However, they're still true because sometimes you can't wash out the bad numbers with a couple of years of good numbers.
You know,
So the
but I
couple,
wanted Joe. I have a question.
talk to me. Talk to me.
Why is the? I think it's. I don't want to get. You said numbers don't lie, so I'm gonna say 32. Why is someone with 32 felons concerned about these people in these black communities who probably don't even have 5 felons? Probably
You
don't
know,
even have 3 or 4 felons.
Brother Bowtie, I'm glad you asked that question. And unfortunately, I don't have the level of intelligence to answer what's on another man's mind. See,
Mm,
that's another thing I woke up with in Atlanta this weekend. I realized we too many times try to, on these podcasts, for click,
mm,
like, and share, try to tell you what other folks are thinking. I don't know, but he's welcome to come on here and tell us. I will invite him personally. I used to have White House credentials when Obama was in. I will check with the press secretary and see does my credentials still are still working. And if they
mm.
are, I will send a formal request and say we would love to have the president on here to explain to us his train of thought in the moves that he has been making.
Hey Joe,
Mm.
I like
you
for
know
him
what
to
they gonna
speak for
say, Joe?
himself. Go ahead, Sean.
They gonna say the
What?
same thing whenever Ray Lewis went to talk to him and Steve Harvey went to talk to him. Oh man, Joe Dupree sitting down talking to Donald Trump. Can you believe it? I knew Joe was like that. That's what they gonna say,
Uh-huh.
Joe. That's what they gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Hey, and guess what? And when they say what they say, guess what I'm going to say to them? Mind your business, count your own pockets, and stop counting
Mm.
mine. Because that's what they want to do. See, folk want to always tell you what you need to do to benefit them. No, baby, my days of benefiting you are over. My days, listen, Sean, you know what? I'm a door opener. While other folks call themselves the conduit, and I got love for Shauna Sias. She is the conduit. I said a long time ago, long before people were using these little catchphrases, conjunction junction, what's your
What's your
function? That's
function?
me. I'm that little dude with the overalls running around connecting them cars. I connect folks. I was in Atlanta from Thursday until yesterday. And guess what I did? I connected folks and I connected with folks. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to give you my version of the Black State of the Union. And let me tell you something, family. We are doing well and fine in some places. In some places, we need help. And through it all, what we need to learn, in my humble opinion, is to work together and pay absolutely total attention to everything that's going on, because too many times we're being told by our leaders, pay that no attention. No, we got to pay attention to everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Go ahead, Brother Sean P. I see it on your mind. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
I wanted to report something to the family, right? So at my
Come on now.
job, they got off of work. I work with active National Guard, military, and everything. I asked my coworker, I said, man, are y'all being deployed? Are you worried about being deployed? He said, sure. The last time we had our National Guard training or whatever, they just told us plainly who want to volunteer to go to these places. They didn't tell us no orders. They didn't tell us what we doing. They didn't tell us nothing. They put it to us just plain like that. We don't know what's going on. We don't know no details. Heard this like
Mm,
last week, though.
mm, mm. So of course, Wes Welter is saying, hey man, what are you doing? And the thing about it is, I'm telling you what he's doing. He's trying to make people feel, as Brother Marcus said, he said they're democratic, minority-led cities. He's trying to make people have a fear, as Public Enemy said, of a black planet. At the end of the day, I have to deploy these people to these deplorable places where black and brown folks live, where they are acting like pure savages, because he's trying to make it seem like they act like pure savages. Look at what our own governor did here in Louisiana. Now, you got rid of the black president of LSU. There's not a black president at LSU, but the first thing you do is show a video, and thank God it wasn't a sister, but you show a video at the PMAC of a young lady twerking her tail off, talking about this should not be tolerated on LSU campus. Well, hold on, baby. If you got problem with a white girl twerking, you need to ban every college campus in the United States of America. Because on every college campus in the United States of America, there is a white girl twerking. I promise you, twerking like she has never twerked before.
Joe,
Twerk, 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 twerk,
With
internationally.
a red cup.
Internationally.
Right. Hold. Twerk, 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 twerk. Okay. So look, y'all listen. Hold it. It's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. F them. Because the truth about the matter, The truth about the matter, it ain't a problem until it show up into your neighborhood. Guess what? We've had drug problems in the hood since the beginning of drugs. Y'all don't say nothing. It ain't funding. It ain't nothing helping nobody in the hood with any type of addiction problem they may have until all of a sudden Becky comes home and Becky hires a kite. When Becky and Bob hires a kite, now you feel like you need to start doing some legislation.
And they said they just sick, Joe. They just sick. They got a sickness.
Right.
We got crack babies. We got crack babies, but they just sick.
I'm gonna talk about this for a second. It ceases to amaze me how many black folks after the Vietnam War OD'd on heroin. Y'all wasn't talking about there was a heroin epidemic. Y'all wasn't sending help to the hood to help these soldiers come back and deal with what they had to deal with coming back from these war zones. But no, all of a sudden let Bob and Becky show up, and Bob strung out on some opioids. Not only are y'all trying to get them help, y'all trying to sue the company that made the drug. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, it's a new day, baby. It's a new day, baby. And guess what? I'm going to call the balls and strikes. I'm going to call them because y'all call them all the time. Y'all call them all the time. Let me tell you something. Is by the numbers, manipulated, skewed to how you look at it. Is black on black crime at an all-time high? Indeed it is. But so is white on white crime.
Well, Joe, you know what's interesting? I don't think one, we don't control our media, and that's what I dislike about our black millionaires and billionaires. But oftentimes, they have control of the media, so they blast it out to us. And I often get in conversation with, especially in particular, black conservatives, about, oh, you don't think we got an issue with our community with violence and black on black crime? And I said, let me tell you something about black on black crime. It's not as bad as white on white crime.
Come
Joe,
on.
I just give you an example. Joe, if me and you beefing, Joe, 9 out of 10, I'm gonna come after you. And if it just so happened that, your wife or your son or one of your kids get harmed, my target was you. And in reverse, I'm your target. That's it. White Americans don't think like that. Their target is everywhere that this person go to. So if they know that there's somebody at the supermarket they don't like, there's somebody at the college campus they don't like, there's somebody at the job. Everybody who's shopping at Walmart is a target. Everybody who go to LSU or everybody go to one of these schools is the target. They don't limit it. And most of the time, white on white crimes, these active shooters or these mass shooters, they're actually victims are majority white people. It doesn't even compare.
Hey, but once again, hold up. And I got to bring the black card into the situation. I'm in this black shirt. Now I got to bring up the black card. When we do anything that is of a mass casualty situation, we are savages. This is who we are. This is how we need to be taken care of. Let them do a mass casualty situation, and the first word that they bring up is mental health. Something wrong with them. Hold up. It's not. They're not the norm. In other words, we're being inundated with propaganda that tells us black people are savages and white folks need some mental mental needs. At the end of the day, we got to wake up, family. We got to wake up. Hold it. He said. Marcus said here. Talk like y'all talking on here. Hold it. The craziest thing is I did, because they do have a website you can check. And fortunately for me, my White House press credentials are still valid at the moment. I'm like Brother Marcus. If I think I make the wrong request, they can get canceled. And I can see them getting canceled. And it wouldn't bother me if they did get canceled, because I'm pretty sure when the right president come back in, I could get them reinstated. At the end of the day, you got to look what just happened with John Bolton. John Bolton, former one of his cabinet members. When you go, this man is showing you how it looks to live in North Korea. This man is showing you how it feels to live in Russia. This man is showing you right now, he's giving you a tip of the iceberg. And I keep telling you, Bowtie, I keep telling people this, and Sean, I keep saying it for a reason. If y'all don't go watch the movie V, for Vengeance, y'all got a problem. Because I'm telling you right now, that movie is becoming reality in front of our eyes. All of a sudden, along comes somebody. Their political philosophy is mind-breaking and sweeping. And all of a sudden, what we start doing, deploying the National Guard, military personnel into American cities to be police over these American cities. Y'all need to pay attention, because This is how it began. Read. Hold it. The Bible, my Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. Read what Hitler did when he was in Austria and Switzerland before World War II started and before they came into Germany and changed the mind of the Germans. This all started in Austria and Switzerland. It didn't start in Germany. Look at how all of a sudden he moved from one region to the next with the sweeping. Oh, there are these Jews. Okay, Hitler said these Jews. Trump is saying these Hispanics, these illegals. He ain't even calling them Hispanics. Hitler said these Jews. Trump is saying these illegals.
They love playing with words, man. They love playing with words. They love schematics. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to. By the way, Joe, I watched V for Vendetta 2 times last week, but I would love to see his interest in his new enemy. Joe, did you hear of his new enemy? This was going to be quite interesting. Please tell me you heard of his new enemy.
Who?
Big Bird.
Sesame Street.
Yeah, he's getting rid of Sesame Street. He's getting rid of Sesame Street. He's getting rid of
because it's woke. Listen, they just finished saying. Listen, they just finished saying, and here's what gets me. We got to stop this, family, in my opinion. Let me ring the bell for myself and give myself a black card. Here's what we need to stop doing. We need to stop letting folk tell us how we need to stop. You know, y'all need to stop using certain terminology. That terminology is perceived to be a certain way. White folks who ain't never had the black experience can't tell black folks how to do anything. That's one of the reasons the Essence Music Festival, in my humble opinion, is on a decline. Because when you look at the marketing team for Essence, there's not near a black person on it. So how in the world can you tell me an event that is for us, by us, with us, totally more of us than any of us you'll ever see at one place at one time is being marketed by folks that ain't got none of us on it? Once again, why you need white folks to tell black folks how to operate? But see, y'all did that to yourselves, because here's the thing. We got so much hatred for each other. Malcolm said it best. Who taught y'all to hate each other? We can't sit in a room together with our high minds working in unison to make our life. Everybody in there arguing, fussing, talking about, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this ridiculousness, but we'll let a whole group of them sit in the room and tell you how to think.
You know, I watched some of the Amanda Seales debate. I watched some of the Amanda Seales debate last week, and you know what's interesting? Even though all those black conservatives was against her, this sister told all of them that she loved her before she started and when she ended. And when she ended, when she started, some of them like, oh, we like you too. But when she ended, man, if you seen no look on their faces, like you could tell that some of them actually physically wanted to harm her by their look. And we have to understand the mindset that we can disagree to agree. And if we can't even do that, look, I can respect your opinion, but this is where I'm gonna part ways at, and this is why I don't want to work with you no more. But we don't have to release like an army or war hatred towards you, you know. So we done disagreed on this show, you know.
Right,
brother, but we still come on here every day.
But
say, hey, bro, I love
we don't have to declare war, and that's something else. Guess what, folks? We got to stop this pride and poking and telling folk he got the audacity to say that. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. That don't mean we got to be mortal enemies. You know, we just finished talking about last week. We were talking about white folks using the N-word gratuitously. You know, at the end of the day, if you choose to make that white person your friend, that's your choice. Me personally, I don't rock with folk like that. That's just me. And speaking of which, y'all, you know we international. All the way in Berlin, Germany. I don't even call him what he put his tag out there, because I don't receive that. I got the brother in Berlin. I don't know if he breaking people off in Berlin. He needs to say breaking people off in Berlin. Maybe that's it, but he damn sure ain't broken.
Keep it humble. I keep it humble. I'm broken Berlin.
I ain't calling that. Brother Washington is in the building. Good morning, because we are international. We are now in Berlin, Germany. My brother comes on weekly with us, and we got nothing but love for him. Brother Washington, how you doing, my friend?
Doing amazing. Doing awesome. And didn't know if you wanted me to continue this conversation about the N-word, or do we want to?
Let's go. Wherever you want to go. Let's go.
Okay. Then I actually was on a panel last night about this, and it was some black guys and white guys on the panel, and everyone was chopping up. And this girl who looked kind of like Khloe Kardashian, right? Somebody sent a super chat like, "Oh, tell that N-word, he's not spitting game at the girl." And the black guy who was like the panel host, he was like, "Hey, why don't you read it to the white girl?" And I'm sitting there like, so I'm waiting, I'm listening, and she reads it, and the black guys around, the first guy is like, "Oh, yo, that was sexy," and I was just like, and I realized either two things can happen. Either I can try to make the argument and explain to them and do all this when I know it's just going to be an argument and it's going to get my stress level up, or I can just simply leave the platform. So I just left the platform, didn't say anything. I just logged off. And I watched for about 5 minutes, and they were so angry that I left and didn't have an argument. They were so pissed, like, "Oh, he don't know, like we ain't that sensitive over here." And I'm just like, and that's when I realized, like, there's some people it's a waste of time to try to have these kind of conversations with. There's some people that look, again, like my papa said, that they're your skin, but they're not your skin, or they're your skin, but they're not your kin. That's what my papa
All
used to say.
kin folk ain't kin folks. And Brother Washington, let me say this. If y'all want to argue, look, I got a whole attorney that's on the podcast right now in the chat, Brother Marcus Allen. If y'all want to argue like that, go get you a law degree and learn how to litigate.
Yeah.
That's the point. A lot of y'all Facebook lawyers and Facebook doctors, and I'm sick of y'all. I'm saying it. I'm sick of y'all. Go ahead, Brother Sean.
Well, let me just say it for 10 more seconds, just 10 seconds.
Come on.
So to make it all full circle, I realized that in this internet space, you can't police it, you can't stop it, and all you can do for your well-being and your stress level, especially when we over 40, is just walk away. Because again, it's their word. It is the word of the English language, and we have to remember that we are in a system of white supremacy, and if they want to use that word, we can't even get, because all it's going to do is make us get animated and get outside of our character. The only power we can do is to move and never deal with them again. So they tried to write me later like, "Hey, block. Don't need no explanation. Don't need it. There's other places I can put my peace in mind to." And I think that's the power we got to have.
That part. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 32 minutes past the hour. You see him in Knoxville, Tennessee, home of Rocky Top. Elijah Nixon in sports. Elijah, yeah, we went to Atlanta and got our ass whooped. I'm just going to say what it was.
Oh, I didn't want to start off like that.
But that what happened. Hold it. But guess what? That was the first happiest loss I ever had in the Jaguar Nation. Because I said to myself, they needed that to happen because they're going to lose 2 games this year. They're going to lose the SWAC MEAC Challenge. They're going to lose to Fresno State, and everybody else going to catch hell with the Jaguars. I feel it in my spirit. And we will see them back again for the Black National Championship, where they will get their ass ran over in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. I just got that feeling that, hey, they the truth. Their problem is they so unused to having a team like this, they don't know how to slow down and work the other team. Because that running back we got, Holly is the truth. Period. Brother Elijah, do your thing. Sports. So y'all give it up for Elijah.
I'm gonna go on that southern beat that we're gonna talk about Shedeur in a second. But I was watching the game because they aired it on national TV.
ABC, brother. ABC.
Oh, that was national TV. So every time they had a cuddle, that ain't Joe. That ain't Joe. That ain't Joe. Nah, that ain't. But no, but on the serious,
I was in master control, brother. Believe it or not, I finally again got some more chops. I was in master control, and though you didn't see me, I was going to go to camera 4. I was in master control, helping work out everything. So I was in master control. I was one of the master controllers.
But I'm gonna let you talk about this one for a second. One of the reasons why I heard that the game wasn't successful, one, I heard it was just big plays, but I want to hear your opinion on this. I know the quarterback that didn't play. He was the one that was supposed to start, but he missed the team bus.
Yep.
He missed the team bus.
Yep,
and
he did.
They had to meet him halfway so he can get there and get dressed up. But he didn't play in that game. I mean, I know that probably made a difference because the offense was probably going to run through him a little bit more. But what's your opinion on that?
Well, let's just go ahead and tell the truth. The reason the starting quarterback was not there was because he was pledging a fraternity. And upon pledging said fraternity, which I'm not going to call which fraternity he was pledging, he overslept and missed the bus.
That sounds like a fraternity that doesn't have their best interest in your best interest. That doesn't sound like a brotherhood.
Stop. I'm not putting it on the frat. I'm putting it on the individual. I'm not putting it on the frat. I'm not putting it on the frat because once again, when you decide to join these organizations, you still got to be accountable to you. See, that's the problem. The problem too many times is us black and brown folks, male and female, think some letters gonna make me different. No, if you were effed up when you came in, you're gonna be effed up while you in, and you're gonna be effed up if you get out. Effed up is effed up regardless what uniform, what letters, what degree. If you effed up, you effed up. And until you get a mindset change to do what's best for you and your community, you always gonna be who you are. If you think all of a sudden certain letters and symbols all of a sudden make you a little different, it make you a little different. And speaking about, I know Marcus, you're a Q, and we don't want to talk about Qs in Southern because that ain't the subject nobody want to go down right now. But let's just say this: a group of Greek letters, a Masonic organization, a political group, a uniform, or whatever don't make you a better person if you are messed up the moment that you decide to get into whatever it is you get into. So this young man, who I'm putting it on him, not the organization he was pledging, decided that, hey, I'm just too tired to get up. Well, since you too tired to get up, you didn't get up. The bus didn't wait for you. Nobody knocked on your door, and they left without you.
Okay, can we blame the sorority then? Can we blame the females that were supposed to wake up? Can we blame them then?
I don't know who we, but I blame
whichever
him.
sorority girl who was supposed to wake him up, who put him to sleep, you know?
Right. Whoever was the sister, because we all who've been through college know we got one good sister that would always keep us on time for class. I know I showed it. Hey,
Old Faithful.
I sure needed them.
Don't you think you need to get to class? Oh, class. Okay, look.
Now
That's why he didn't start. If you notice, he started, I think, the last 5 minutes of the game when the game was already lost, and it is what it is. Once again, lesson learned. We all have went to college. We have all been young men. I don't have the young women on here today, but we've all made mistakes. And if anything, I hope that is an L that turns into a lesson that he does not repeat. And I hope he makes his happy-go-lucky journey and makes it online and through the line and becomes what he is pledging to become. But once again, folk will probably mess with him for the rest of his life about that. They will tell him at frat houses and at conclaves and all kind of stuff. Man, remember when this happened? Boy, they were talking about you on national TV about how you didn't show up to the game.
Don't forget about the people who bet money on that game. From the barbershops. Okay. They ain't gonna never let him forget.
I won't even cut his hair. But now going to it, I'll tell you this. Shedeur Sanders had his final preseason game over the weekend. They played against my Rams. I saw the game. I saw the series that he was in. Honestly, I saw Dillon Gabriel in him. He didn't look too well.
What about his brother? What about his brother? What
we're gonna get to how he, you know what I'm saying? He used his hands for the wrong sport. But I think that now Shedeur didn't have the best game. But again, at the same time, they already named their starter with Joe Flacco. We mentioned that last week. Mm-hmm. But do you feel like, because he came in the third quarter, that they gave him his best chance with that unit to show that he could shine?
And Shedeur not going to stay at the Browns. I said it. I don't know where he's going. Shedeur 3 years from today, Shedeur Sanders will not be in a Browns uniform.
Period. I actually think the whole organization in cahoots to actually, and I don't even want to say the whole organization. I think majority of the NFL is in cahoots to just make that family look bad. They don't want to
do it, even if they try.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think they're attempting to, but they can't do it if they try.
The math is not mathing. He didn't have to me, he had a nice basic game, like average quarterback. That's how he played. Just gonna be honest with you. But my issue that I have is why the hell did they pull him out during a 2-minute drill? When that's really what you want to see. You know, all great quarterbacks, we consider quarterbacks great during that 2-minute drill because we all know the 2-minute drill determines whether or not you're gonna win or lose. And if you can hold your poise together, you can, fight through that and get your mind together. That's gonna make you a good quarterback. But why did the coach pull him? And nothing that the coach said in the press conference made sense. He said, "Oh, we seen enough, so we just want to give another quarterback a shot." He was already in though. What like?
It didn't make sense to us because we pulling for that man. That's why they can't say nothing to black. See, that's the problem. There is such a divide in this country in everything. Everything is black and white now. Everything, including sports. And I'm starting to hate that because I thought sports was the one place where we could agree to disagree and everything, but everything is turning to racialness, black and white. And that's why I'm telling y'all, pay attention, because when systems and things that are sacred, guess what? You can sit beside a dude. I went to Auburn on my way back. We stopped by Auburn, and I still laugh because one of my favorite things is when Drewski was hanging with this white guy from Alabama, and they were at Auburn, and he said, "Tell me how you feel."
Willie.
He said, "Yeah, Roll Tide Willie," and he said, "Willie, how you feel about Alabama being here at Auburn?" He said, "I don't give a piss about Auburn. Ain't nothing roll but the tide."
Roll
Listen,
Tide.
it's the one time you can get around a white dude that gratuitously probably uses the N-word when he ain't around black folks. But guess what? On sports, if you're his fan, and y'all gonna get it. But those sacred areas are now beginning to be black and white. Come on, Elijah. Turn your mic on and talk to me. Your mic off. Turn your mic on and talk.
Sports and military. It's always been
right. Sacred. That's the one place, the sports and military. You can be, unfortunately, some of our sacred places where all of a sudden we forget about race has now become very racial. People are talking about Shador because it's a racial thing. Man, I'm riding around Auburn, and this is funny. We ride around Auburn and we see a statue erected to Frank Thomas. We see a statue erected to Bo Jackson. So me and the guy I'm with, we were like, well, hey man, I wonder if they got one erected to Charles Barkley, because Charles Barkley went to Auburn. He's a big time Auburn guy. And and here's the funny thing: we're stopping and asking black students to go to Auburn, hey man, where the Charles Barkley statue at? And guess what? Most of them told us, oh no, I know that we got
is that a Cam Newton statue? Is that
Cam Newton? Coming. I think I know they have one.
They got a Tim Tebow statue, right? Is that a Cam Newton statue?
Oh, let me make you laugh. So we brought that up. I said, where's Charles Barkley and where's Cam Newton? So they said we got a Bo Jackson statue in front of Jordan Hare, and we got a Frank Thomas in front of the baseball field. They said, go over to the basketball stadium. You might have it. Then when we got over there, sure enough, they do have a Charles Barkley statue erected. But then I had to think about it. Wait a minute. Is there a Cam Newton statue around here? Which there's not. And if I recall right, even though Bo Jackson is the Heisman Trophy winner, and they do have two of them from Auburn, didn't Cam Newton lead them to an undefeated season and a national championship?
He pretty much did a Carmelo Anthony. Yeah.
No, he's actually. Yeah, I mean, like I ain't gonna.
Huh?
Did
they lose a game? Did they lose a game, or did they have a perfect season?
No, they lost one game. They lost one game. But I know that they're getting a statue and they're retiring his jersey though. They're retiring the jersey.
I think this year, right?
Okay. Well, that's
been more than 10 years though.
Nobody gonna be able to. And from my understanding, if I read correctly, they said no one ain't gonna be able to wear number 2 for all sports at Auburn, whether it's basketball, baseball.
Come through. Hey, the campus is immaculate. We were on the plains of Auburn, and let me tell you something. I was very impressed. I was on that campus when I was in high school, and it looked totally different than it did back in the 80s. But I was very impressed with the campus. To be exact, since I have a senior that's in high school getting ready to go to college, I'm going to tell them, look, have you considered? Because it was funny. I have a friend of mine that graduated from Auburn. I always mess with him. I say, how's it feel being Alabama's little brother? He said, I'm an intellect. I'm not a stupid athlete. I was like, ooh.
That's a nice answer, though.
He said, I'm an intellect. He said, over there at the Roll Tide, they allow you not to spell your name, but run a ball. He said, you remember they showed you that in Forrest Gump.
Mm.
You ain't had nothing to say after that, huh? He was just like,
I was real quiet. I was quiet. But when he left, I started talking again.
once you was in the shower the next day, you had a lot. Yeah, that's when all the insults. That's when them. Ain't that the worst?
So congratulations to Cam Newton that y'all have now enlightened me, because nobody even told me that while we were on Auburn yesterday, that they will be erecting a statue to Cam and they will be retiring his jersey. I'm glad for that. I'm glad for the culture. I'm glad for Cam. We need to see more positive Black and brown folks showing that our what we did was not only monumental, but it is also being wrote down in history. That part.
But to get back to Shedeur, I agree with everybody. I think he should have been back for the 2-minute drive. I think they should have let him finish out that game, that series. Did he play great? No, I'm not gonna lie and say he did. But I think that sometimes you got to see how he plays in a hurry up offense to see how things could work, because it's the last minute. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of times where Tom Brady didn't play great in the game, but they came back on that last drive. It's a lot of times some quarterbacks, Peyton Manning didn't play, but they came back on the last drive. Let them finish out the game. Let's see what it looks like. My only problem my only problem with the game with Shedeur, this is my only problem that he had. He just sometimes made bonehead decisions. Instead of throwing the ball out of bounds, he wanted to hold on to it and make a play, and he was getting sacked. Now, I'm not saying that because as a Rams fan, I wasn't rooting this preseason. I don't care. If it was a regular season, keep doing stupid stuff. We need to win. But he was holding the ball too long and trying to do this and do that and make a play because I think he felt like his roster spot was on the line. When to me, it really wasn't. It wasn't. I think it was just a fact that he just wanted to play because the guy they put in for the 2-minute warning was cut like 10 hours later.
So, we got to remember, Tom Brady used to go 76 yards for a whole game and then do an immaculate 100-yard drive at the end of the game, finish with under 200 yards, and he's the greatest of all times. You got to give Shedeur that same opportunity. And he had a whole game, 76 yards. Tom Brady, in the first part of his career, he was very just until it was time to show up. And then as he got better, he started throwing those 300-yard games. But his first half of his career,
I read this morning that Shedeur might actually end up being with the Browns and being the second string quarterback because I think the other quarterback just got hurt yesterday or last night or something like that.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So by default, but I don't think that they really want him on the team. But now they're like, damn, we have no choice but to deal with him,
Right.
That's how you know it's racist because as a marketing person, okay, Buccaneers, you let go of his brother, come to the Browns, boom, boom, marketing, jersey sales. And I'm not a genius. So if somebody had to bring that up and say, well, no, we just don't want him. It's mind-boggling how easy money that would be. To have both of the Sanders brothers on one team, one on offense, one on defense. Dion at the games, he's in the. It's easy money, but they don't want the money. They want to send a message.
Because Black excellence unchained is not wanted by other folks who are not melanated. Black excellence unchained is a problem to them because when you begin to wake up the mind, the soul, and the spirit of us as a people, they don't want no more Nat Turners. You see what they did to Nat Turner. You see what they did to Nat Turner. You know what they did to Nat Turner. You know what they do to each one of us to try to wake us up from that aspect. Come on, man. Come on. They don't need you woke. Right. Come on. You don't need to be woke like that.
Noble Drew Ali, Anyone who wake up the people's Malcolm X. Anytime someone else wake up someone, we become the target. The FBI start tapping our phone. They start harassing us, harassing our family.
Huey P. Newton. Come on.
And you know what? I seen this on a local scale. Quick story. True story. I knew Trayvon Martin personally. And when Trayvon Martin passed, I was protesting, right? And I was blocking off highways. And I had a message on Facebook saying, hey, this is what we gonna do. We no longer gonna protest in our Black community. We finna go over there to Average, which is a pretty much a rich white neighborhood in Miami. Man, the next day, that same day, we went to go protest for our last time in the black community. Man, the police pull up to us, the U.S. Marshals, and they said, "We got all your messages." And literally, the police chief of the city pulled me to the side and said, "I know your family, Antonio," but he said, "Let me show you something. We've been watching your message for the last week and a half." And I like, damn. So it lets me know that they target those who do influence or do have an influence or impact on their community, And on a major scale, you even a bigger more target,
Mm.
You know what I want to see? Who is that Manny boy that's playing in Texas right now? The Manny kid. What's his name?
The
Archie?
What?
grandson.
Oh, hold up. Elijah, you better tell him.
Yeah. My point
He
is,
has who? Who?
I,
He
I
has
want to see how
who?
he's covered this year. I want to see the coverage on him. Every mistake he make, any little thing he do. I want to see
Mm.
that compared to Bronny James, compared to Shador Sanders, compared to Carmelo Anthony's son, compared to Gilbert Arenas' son. I want to see how this boy is covered, blow by
What?
blow, compared to these guys right here.
Hey, I'm gonna say something, Sean, and Elijah gonna back me up on this. Them horns are gonna be a problem this year for somebody. Cause Steve Sarkisian, I said the name. I'm telling you. Now everybody ain't paying him no attention. Them horns gonna be a problem for somebody. To me, it is them. Kirby Smart, I'm cool with. This so-called clown they got in Tigerland, I ain't really worried. Listen, if LSU plan on getting everything to me, gonna go through two places. And my boy gone. But I need you back, Washington. It's gonna go through two places. It's either gonna go through Georgia or it's gonna go through man, look, I don't see the Gator chomp. I'm telling you, Steve, listen, okay. Y'all better pay attention to Texas. That's all I gotta say. Y'all better pay attention
I
to
ain't
Texas.
gonna lie. Texas.
I think Texas gonna be dope though.
Texas.
But I
Hey.
know Tennessee gonna be volunteering to help share the, make sure the parking lot is clean.
Let me go ahead and give it to you like y'all need to get it. Everybody talking that talk. It's gonna be an onslaught in the SEC because you got to understand. You got Oklahoma. I'm just gonna name some of the bottom tier schools in the SEC. Vanderbilt.
We got the toughest schedule, right, Joe?
Hold it. You got Vanderbilt who can beat you on any given day. You got South Carolina, the Gamecocks can beat you. You got Missouri, Mizzou that can beat you. I'm talking the bottom tier of the SEC. Y'all really don't want to talk top tier. Top tier, that's trouble. I'm telling. Okay.
I'm gonna say about Arch Manning is he's interesting, but let me tell y'all this: if you expected Peyton and you expected Eli,
and you ain't getting it.
You ain't getting it. I'm gonna tell you why. Arch is athletic.
Come on. And he ain't scared to run.
Arch
He ain't scared
to run.
He ain't scared to do this and say, "Oh, I ain't got nothing."
Arch ain't scared to run. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Arch is athletic. He's not somebody who's gonna sit in that pocket and play around with you. He's not.
And Arch has a different mindset. He like hanging with these folks.
Yes.
Come on. Hold it. And guess what? If you listen to them boys in Texas, like his O-line, man, his O-line would die for you. See, I tell anybody, you want to know the worth of your quarterback? A quarterback is like a husband. If you ever want to see the value of a man, talk to his kids and his wife and see what they say. Anytime you really want to know what a man is about, don't talk to him. Don't watch how he dressed. Don't watch how he move. Watch how his seed and his spouse move. If
now,
his
Joe,
seed and his come on, talk to me, Sean.
Y'all call me the book man, right? When I read these heroes of mine, I love reading the wives' book. I love reading the children's book. Now I find out who the man really is. Let me read Betty Shabazz, and let me read Coretta Scott King and some of these other Winnie Mandela.
What did they say about that man? Not right. Because
now I find out who that man is.
That part. Listen, y'all. Y'all talk to the O-line at Texas. They act like, bruh, I'll lay my life down for Archie, man. Let me tell you something. When your O-line will go to war for you, it's gonna listen. It's gonna be some trouble this year. Trouble, trouble, trouble. It is 6 minutes. 6 minutes to the top of the hour. It is Make It Happen Monday. I got class. I gotta be at. Lord, let me ask y'all something. Y'all remember when we used to be in college, man? At our younger days, you just used to hate knowing that you got class coming up. I be feeling that way lately. But listen, y'all.
The back
We
to
will
hate
be
that I had
school
class.
blues. Back to school.
right,
I
man.
hate that
Look,
I had class, but
that part. But we
the
all
girls
got
that
to.
I had in my class, I haven't seen though.
Hey, but that's the
What?
part.
Jesus.
So listen, y'all. Football is back. Week 0, SWAC MEAC challenge is in the book. Congratulations to the North Carolina Central Eagles as they came out victorious in the SWAC MEAC challenge in Atlanta, Georgia. We had a great time. Now it's back to business. Next weekend, we will be at Itta Bena. We will be in the house that Jerry Rice built. We will be with the Delta Devils as the Southern University Jaguars will take on Mississippi Valley State. And let me tell you something. Now it's time for business because, like I told you, we can lose too, but we can run the SWAC and you'll see us again back in Atlanta. And y'all get ready, get ready, get ready. It's going to be some real football this year. So whoever your team is, no matter what division you go with, I would love to see, and just put this on y'all mind, I would love to see a HBCU super conference. I would love for the SWAC and the MEAC, along with the SI and the CI, to come together and make a super conference and really uplift Black excellence. But that's, I'm like Martin Luther
That'd be
King.
dope.
I have a dream, but hopefully one day that dream will come to fruition.
Well, you put it out there. You don't release your dream out your mouth. That's the best thing you could do.
So let me start with Brother Elijah. Brother Elijah, let's get some closing thoughts. Let's get up out of here. Tell them about the Fist Take. Sports is back. Let's go.
Sports is back, and we just had one of those rage occasions on the show. We had Howard Walker last week. This week was going to come out sometime with Tyree Skipper, one of the safeties for the team. So be on the lookout for that. But football's here, people. Today I got Josh Heupel. We're going to go talk to him as he opened up the season in Atlanta this Saturday. Let's go. And then, guys, thank you for liking, sharing, and comment on our Fist Take podcast. Continue to subscribe if you can, because we have a lot of content coming out on that channel. Personally, if you follow me on Facebook, we're gonna have a lot of Tennessee Vol stuff coming out pretty soon, and some more high school football. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But again, I always want to say thank you to Joe for this podcast, this platform, and having fun with you guys. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday.
That's what I'm talking about, Brother Sean P. Experience. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sean of the Sean P Experience. Don't miss it. But also, I am a part of the Griot podcast this Sunday at 3:00. We got an episode called Waging War by Zip Code, based on the book by Dr. Wesley Muhammad of the Nation of Islam. Waging War by Zip Code. You don't want to miss it. 3:00 on Sunday, the Griot podcast. Tune in.
That's what I'm talking about. My man, Brother Bowtie, Dapper Dan. Talk to me, brother.
What it is, what it ain't, and what we're gonna do about it. Let's talk about it. Let's do something about it. Hey, listen, do something unforgettable that make you memorable. Hey, even in death, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they still memorize. Their light is still shining even in death. Do something great and something unforgettable and unrememberable that people have no choice but to remember you. Listen, if you wish to follow me and support me, follow me at Bowtie Untied on everything, or Brothers Bowties for my business. You would support my business, go to www.brothersbowties.com.
That part. Family, real simple. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention and realize that things are changing. Martial law is being fabricated and tested in some of our greatest American cities. And you might ask, why are they testing this out? Because they got a plan. They got a plan. You got to pay attention and be prepared. Not only do you have to pay attention, you have to be prepared. You have to expect the best, but plan for the worst. You got to pay attention. Be better today, family, than you were yesterday. Or do something today to bless somebody somewhere, some way, somehow, that no matter what you do, there's actually no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he willingly can do for you. For when God is with you, Nothing or no one can stand against you. We've been broadcasting live on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. This is hashtag Truth Be Told. JD Live, your early morning get up, wake up, wake up. We'll be back tomorrow for Tell the Truth Tuesday. Y'all have a wonderful, fabulous start to your work week. We up out of here. Peace.